Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Thursday night is here!
Yes. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, I'm your host, Charlie. I'm joined once again by the prolific hunter himself, Zealeus.
How goes it on this beautiful night, sir?
It goes, my friend. It truly does go.
What does it go, though?
Many places. Some which I am not at liberty to discuss. Others,
oh dear,
which if you don't know, then I can't help you.
But aren't you here to help the masses understand their ultra confusion state of gaming?
I can help. I can help guide you if you will only take my hand. Which sounds slightly creepy, but at the same time...
I'll take your hand. Oh.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, this of course is the Thursday Night Hangout. This is a show for you, by you, all that stuff, because we want to talk about the topics that you want to talk about. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it.
What are we getting into, sir?
We're going to have a little chit-chat about some of the fun, awesome stuff that's happening around in the world of nerdy games.
Oh, my games!
So let's talk about the first one. Google.
Well, that's a very pixel old-school Google thing.
Google. Zealeus?
Sir? Oh, yeah, so Google has well, it hasn't actually been officially announced, but it is predicted at the upcoming Game Developer Conference that Google is going to officially launch their streaming video game device, with the theory being the device doesn't actually really host the video games. They're going to use the Google Cloud to stream video games to your house, so that Google can get a cut of all the bits and bytes and money coming straight through all the gaming services.
So basically, from my understanding, it's being masqueraded as I think it's called Project Yeti.
Ooh.
Now, of course, the guy who's basically been the president of hardware for Google has basically come out on Twitter and said, we're going to talk about the future of gaming, and you can watch it live. 3/19 at 10 a.m. PDT.
That is 5 days from now. Well, technically less because of hours and stuff. But
now, of course, you know, this news comes on the heels of another story that has popped up about Google, and that, of course, is that Google is making cuts in the hardware development for the laptops and the tablets.
The Pixel books and Pixel slates, which they make specifically for their Chrome OS.
To be honest with you, after messing around with the Chrome laptop, I'm not surprised.
Well, it was more like a niche project because you have all these companies like Acer and HPs and Asus and other ones who make perfectly serviceable Chromebooks for what their kind of purpose is basically cheap notebooks. And the thing with the Chromebook is like getting the actual Google hardware with the Chromebook was like the souped up version of the Chromebooks for like $1,000 or something. Like, they're not cheap, but the problem is, like, the Chrome OS as like an operating system, you don't really get a whole lot of perks out of better specs.
You don't get like any perks. It's literally like you basically are loading up like the Google browser.
Yeah, like at least like a PC, better graphics card. You get better, like, because you actually have video games installed on there, so better graphics, better rendering. But like Chrome OS, it's like, congratulations, yay.
Like full disclosure, my father-in-law a couple of years ago was looking for a laptop console that. Laptop console, a laptop for him to be able to just do like emails and do spreadsheets and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, perfect. Chromebook, got it. It might have lasted a couple of months. He's like, I can't do this. I need a Windows machine. This thing does not do everything I need it to do.
Yeah, and it just depends. Like, honestly, if I didn't play video games, I'd probably get a Chromebook. So and that's what people at work, they'll come be like, hey man, like, what should I get for a laptop for my kid going to college or just graduated from college? I'm like, what are they doing? And you kind of go through like a list of questions. If literally the only thing they're doing is browsing the internet and doing email, then like get a Chromebook.
Linux book.
What?
Linux.
No.
Dude, if my father-in-law bitches and moans about the fact that it doesn't have enough features, the man barely can log into a computer. I don't know what he's not doing.
Like, Chromebooks, for what they're doing, You have to ask yourself a set of questions, though. They're not for everyone.
He emails, he browses the internet, and he looks at spreadsheets.
I don't know what he wasn't doing that. Well, okay. Depends what you're doing with the spreadsheets, because all you have is Google Sheets. So Google Sheets may not fit the bill specifically that Excel does not. I'll give you that. So again, it just depends on what you're doing.
All right, so Sam basically said a cloud console, CPUs, and graphics cards be damned. I'm confused. Or it's just like Steam Origin as a game platform, so a crappy PC could play a AAA title. Yes. So basically, part of the story is that it's basically banking on that. I can't remember. There was some kind of like Chrome stream thing that was going on where you were able to stream the latest Assassin's Creed Odyssey on like full graphics through your browser, and it'd be like crazy ass amazing because all the heavy lifting was done not on your system.
Yep.
Now, when I read this story, however, when it comes to saying that Google, damn it, they're going to announce hardware, that gives me pause because
they cancel different hardware every other week.
Yeah, so they just like basically slashed a lot of their hardware department. 1, 2, it's called that was Project Stream, by the way. That was the streamed a full version of Assassin's Creed Odyssey from the internet to any desktop version of Chrome. A game streaming platform certainly fits a vision for the future of gaming, but this is still just a piece of software. My problem is that I fear that they're going to fall down this rabbit hole that is the Steam book.
Yes.
The Steam box, sorry. The Steam box. And I just don't want...
It's two different things, though, because the big issue with the Steam box was Linux-based, and they're trying to advertise themselves as a full-fledged gaming device, even though obviously it was very limited in the video games you could actually play. And you're also paying a price premium. It's not like it was like $100.
Right, but if you look at this Project Stream, okay, and you could see that it worked, why would I go, okay, cool, let me buy this box that's going to be able to stream games and have a very generic patent controller that looks like every single fucking controller out there? Why can't you just give me the ability to continue to stream through my Chrome if that works so well?
Because it's dedicated. I don't know.
That's why I'm saying you're going down that Steam box rabbit hole of you're overcomplicating something that, like, a Steam box is a fucking computer. That's it. I mean, it's like, you can plug it into a TV. Congratulations. My desktop is currently attached to a TV right now so that we can see the chat room.
My concern is more is Google, like we just mentioned, also drops hardware seemingly on a whim.
And also software.
Yeah, it's almost like they just throw stuff at the dartboard.
Remember Google Wave?
Yeah, and whatever they've had a lot of
Google Voice,
cool
Google Wave
projects over the years. Google Voice still exists.
Huh?
Google Voice still exists.
I know, but it's not like out there known now. It's kind of like, oh yeah, that's right. I still do have a Google Voice number.
Yeah, I use it for work as my fake phone number. It's great.
Great, now everyone knows.
Yeah, good luck finding it.
Oh. Anyway, so...
And that's why I use it as Google Voice, because I can delete it.
But, I mean, it's always interesting when you see someone, a well-known name, jumping into something different. But then again, Google... If you actually look at what Alphabet, I think, is the parent company.
Yeah.
What they own is, like, insane. They own, like, gas... Like diesel gas distributors. Like, they are taking over the world.
It's the Illuminati coming out into the light.
Oh,
that's what it is.
That's what the two O's are, really eyes of the Illuminati watching over all of us. Anywho, so I mean, it's we'll see what happens at GDC, and we'll see the validity and what the actual crowd reaction is going to be. But I have the feeling that if the patent that was shown of the controller is really what the controller looks like, a lot of people are going to be scratching their head. And for those out there who vaguely remember a failed Android console of the past called the Ouya.
Oh, yeah!
That controller kind of, sort of, is like a permutation of it. So that does not give me really good hope. Also, you got to remember, well, if it's a streaming platform, what's the architecture? Who are they going to get to stream through their service?
How do payments work?
Is it subscription based?
Well, I thought this is also, like, this is what at some point the publishers want. Is streaming video games, because now you're locked into their service as a service, not actually purchase. I mean, I know
Origin. Yeah. Is it Origin or Epic? Origin. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean that's what this is going. This is that continued trend of all video games are going to become a service.
Sam Grizzle says, as a PC snob, I don't like this. Buy a kick butt computer or suffer bad terms.
Yes, Sam! See, PC Master Race!
See, I totally agree, but the same token, there are those times where you might think that you have a strong enough, masterfully made computer to run something, and then you get swiftly kicked to the cojones because whatever the latest and greatest game is tweaking something that you were not prepared for on your computer, and so it's kind of not as awesome as advertised because you can't do it.
Well, noob, it's time to go upgrade the hardware.
Well,
show that video game who's boss.
All right, Mr. Moneybags, then you can pay for the difference.
I do that from my home computer.
Mm-hmm. See, that's the problem.
I show off my home EP.
See, Lord. See, that's of course why a lot of people are like, well, console, because you could buy any game on that version of the console and it's still going to work. Yes, it is. However, for those out there who like to tweak stuff, graphics, to make it really awesome,
the best.
You can't do that. But at the same token, that doesn't. But having a PC means you probably won't be able to play every single game out there.
It's like everything else. There's pluses and minuses to each. Like, I can get why people would use consoles. I think they're stupid, dumb, and dweebs, and they're not on the right path of righteousness when it comes to how to play a video game, but that's okay.
So the bastard who bought you not one but two different gaming consoles, just a dick for buying you those, huh?
Well, just in general, from what I knew.
So, anyways, we'll see. I mean, they said March 19th, so we'll find out exactly what's going on.
So I still have So speaking of old consoles, I want to remaster Jade Empire. That was of those consoles, that was one of my favorite. Still, even to this day, that's one of my favorite video games I've ever played. And it was just such a great game.
Isn't there a remaster on a PC?
I don't think so. It was released on the PC.
I thought that Jade Empire did get remastered.
If it is, I'm going to have to buy it because that is I played the hell out of that game on the 360.
Let's find out.
To the Google! Special edition. Does that mean anything?
That was blah, 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 blah.
9.9 from IGN, man.
Nah, it doesn't look like. What's the special edition?
Oh, and it's on Origin? Huh. Yeah.
And on Steam.
It's everywhere, man.
It's everywhere, even in your underwear. No, that's just
2007 now. That's the same thing.
All right, so sorry. All right, so let's move on to the next story. The next story, ladies and gentlemen, is keeping in the realm of gaming.
We're gonna keep in the game realm.
Yeah, no. Dude. So there's this guy out there.
Oh, the hair.
That you might know. He's slightly a popular streamer. He goes by the name of Ninja.
Dude, does he have skills with ninja stars?
Apparently he's really good at playing video games.
That's a useful skill too when we get to the apocalypse.
Indeed. Now here's the thing about Ninja. Ninja has a big enough pull that he's actually making bank. And he actually has earned $1 million for promotion of Apex Legends.
Ooh, wow.
Which EA has basically not really been behind giving people money to promote their games. However, Ninja currently has over 13 million followers on Twitch and was last year's #1 streamer on the platform.
So if there's one person I'm probably going to pay money to in this genre, Apex, I'm not going to lie, Ninja's the only person I know of in the entire Battle Royale gaming world. And that's not something I follow.
Yep.
So he has that big of a name. Wasn't he also on the cover of like ESPN magazine?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. So like when you have that kind of power and knowledge, yeah, he's gonna make sense for somebody like him. And like I think about it, right? So 13 million followers for $1 million. My first thought, like, man, that's like $13 a follower. Like, like 1/13 of those followers have to basically do it to make sense. But it doesn't really matter though, because that's not really accurate. Because how many people who don't know like me? Like I never heard him before, but I don't follow him on Twitch. So even though you see 13 million followers, there's still everybody who knows about the dude who's just not going to follow him, who's still like,
That's,
dude.
8 cents per follower.
See, man, I just can't math. I hate math. Actually, I like math when it's done by a calculator. It's much better.
Of course.
So that's a pretty good deal, I think, right?
Yeah. No, but the interesting about Apex Legend is that as soon, like literally, it had 1 million unique players in less than 8 hours. More than 50 million. Let's see, it's recently passed 50 million unique players and surpassed Fortnite for the single-day Twitch viewership shortly after its release. So this game has basically been hot, which is ironic because it's the same company, EA, behind the game that everyone is not so happy about, and that's Anthem.
Well, so I asked some of my students, like, what is it about? Because they're all playing Apex Legends now. Like, what is it about that you like it? 2 things they like about Apex.
It's free?
Well, that's just a given nowadays.
Of course.
One is it's easier to get into the game. Like, it's more noob friendly. And 2 is the group-based battles that they have, because it's like 3.
It's a squad of 3.
Yeah, it's a squad of 3, and they really like that. So those 2 things combined make it very friendly to the gaming generation.
Tell your kids that there is one terrible omission in that game. So there's the beautiful thing about Apex Legends.
I never played it, so yes.
I played it a couple times. The beautiful thing about Apex Legends is they're actually a tutorial just to kind of get you an idea of the controls, and it gives you one of the characters. The problem is that you can't do a tutorial for each of the characters. It's only one, and each character has, they're basically, like a medic, a sniper, frontliner, or DPS or something like that. But you only get to do the tutorial as the healer. So I'm like, but that's not who I want to be.
Yeah.
So I could be, my proficiency could be, I'm not a healer. I don't like playing a medic. But I could become very proficient with the medic because I could just do the tutorial over and over and over again until I get those mad Twitch skills to do exactly what that person's supposed to do. However, I do not have that ability to do it for any of the other characters. And that bugs the shit out of me.
I think they just want you to jump into the real game and spend those microtransactions.
I'm not going to spend microtransactions, and I want to be... Look, I understand. In the tutorial, it's literally like you're in this training yard. You're not going to be battling anyone. Putting the actual battle mechanics makes it totally different, okay? But at the same time, I want to feel confident about the skills of the character I'm using, so it's not the first time. There's a reason why there's training for everything, for sports, for academics, for war.
There's training?
Yes.
Is that why I so bad at cross countries I didn't train? That would explain a lot.
Yeah, you're supposed to run every single day.
Wait, walking between classes didn't count?
No.
What if I ran between classes?
How long do you have to run between the classes?
Probably about 20 feet.
No.
Oh.
No.
That would explain a lot of my problems with running.
There it is. But anyways, I just wish that you were able to kind of at least, maybe not even go the tutorial, just have this kind of like showcase of this is what the skills are. Yeah. Instead of, we've listed it here for you. Ta-da! Now jump in the game. See if you can actually figure out how the hell to use them.
Isn't that kind of the scene of these games? Is like there's no hand holding. It's like, have fun!
True. But at the same time, I feel like if you... there's gonna be. Don't get me wrong. There's a ton of people who play these games, and they'll always be because of the competitive nature, and you're always trying to improve. You're always trying to beat out everyone, but you're also, in my opinion, losing out on the potential of further increasing your demographic, but by not allowing individuals who need that initial, like, I don't know, like, you know, 2-finger hold or whatever, just a slight push. Because a lot of people who dive into the deep end, they've got, you know, this killer mentality of, I'm going to do it until I'm good. But there are also people like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Am I even holding the controller right?
Is it upside down? Because
they're like, and I'm dead, and I'm dead, and I'm dead, and I'm dead. The other beautiful thing about Apex Legends that from my understanding, a lot of people are going, whoa, Fortnite, you're stealing this from Apex Legends, is that in Apex Legends, there's the ability to respawn.
Ooh, fancy.
So basically, in Apex Legends, for those of you out there who don't know, when you die, one of your squad mates can resuscitate you within a certain amount of time. Now, if that time elapses, then you basically become like this, for lack of a better term, like a coffin box. And your teammate can basically scan your code into some contraption, then immediately goes, the one time you bring out this contraption, it's my teammate code scanner. And then you have to find the actual respawner and feed the code in, which of course takes some time.
And other people are trying to kill you while this happens.
Yeah, exactly. And then the character that you're trying to resuscitate or resurrect will basically drop from the sky and rejoin the battle.
Interesting.
So it is cool. I mean, it's definitely a game where it's very beneficial to have 3 people, you and 2 others that you really know that are willing to team up. Because right now, the balancing sucks balls.
Ah, yes.
Because I've been the weak link every single time I play that game, because it'll be like, oh, look, he's done 2 kills. And I'm teamed up with people who've done like 97, 145. Oof. I'm like, why the fuck am I on their team?
Or you should be like, the entire Battle Royale should be people of your...
And also, there is a turn-based pick your character thing going on as well. So, as the newbie, you don't know you're the newbie until you actually get to the load screen for loading into the game.
Ah, nice.
So people would be like, "Well, I'm going to be this devastating monster guy, and the next guy's going to be the sniper." And like, "Well, we'll just give you the medic role."
Yep.
I'm like, "I don't know how to play medic."
Well, you better learn.
They don't know until we actually jump in the game, and then I can't tell you how many times I've seen the chat window go up. We're fucked.
Aw.
Like, thanks, man.
Way to build team camaraderie, man. Gotta be positive, man.
And so then I went back to Warframe. And just slice and dice all those a-holes out there. Solo stuff. Anyway, so for a company that really doesn't like to give money to influencers, it is interesting to see that Ninja has basically ascended to such heights that EA's like, here, $1 million. Talk about Apex Legends. Say how much you love it.
Not too... And then, of course, he's getting all those other normal monies coming in at the same time.
For the Twitch, because your Twitch subscription and, of course, all of the ad revenue and all that stuff.
Not too shabby, man.
No, not at all. All right, so let's talk about something a little bit... Let's talk about something a little bit closer to Ultra Confusion's heart. For everyone out there who has followed the show at all, there is an individual out there who is a brainiac when it comes to amazing adventure games. He is the one and only Craig Campbell.
Craig Campbell!
And he has created masterpieces such as
Murders and Acquisitions,
Capers, and of course, Die Laughing.
Oh, yes.
But now,
there's more?
He has come back and he's going to give you a supplement for Capers. Ladies and gentlemen, it's called Capers NOIR.
Fancy.
Now, I'm gonna go right ahead and I'm gonna give you the link in the chat room to the Kickstarter page.
You should go Kickstart it right now.
Right now.
Don't wait.
Now, of course, if you're listening to this or you're watching this recorded, well, if you're watching recorded, you probably see the link. If you're listening to this, just go to Kickstarter.com and type in Capers, CAPERS, NOIR, NOIR.
And for those who like RPGs, I'm personally a huge fan of capers because of the battle mechanic. So most of your traditional RPGs use the 20-sided die, 4-sided die, 6-sided die, etc., right? So capers takes that on its head and uses a 52 deck card plus jokers because you have for special stuff. But the basic premise of the game is, let's say you have 4 attack, right? So you go and you attack the bad goblin next to you, right? And you throw in, flip a card, and it's a jack. So you have to gamble. And you decide, when you flip over that jack, is that goblin's defense enough to dodge or be hit by the jack? So you can flip another card. You might get a 7 now. Well, odds are 7's not going to hit. Flip again. You got a king. All right, I'm going to stick with the king. That's awesome. That's probably going to hit. However, there's more. It is also based on your suits. Is you can get a, what are they? Do you remember what they're called? A botch.
Or a boon.
Or a boon, which further, like, let's say you get a king and a botch. You might still do 2 damage to the goblin, but in doing so, you overextend your sword and you hit your neighbor for 1 damage. Or you get a boon, or you set them on fire, whatever.
You set yourself on fire.
Yes. Well, you could do it to your neighbor. It's been known to happen.
No, let's keep it above the table here. Charlie's found a way to make good things happen while basically massacring himself.
Or you get the boon, so you get the king of spades, you get the boon, and you do still it for 2 damage, but on top of that, you slice off his sword hand, so now the goblin can't attack you. So that's what's really cool. So you have this like whole gambling mechanic of basically your attack versus defense, where you get to decide kind of how to play the game. And it's just got all the fun like RPG elements of, working with NPCs and your teammates and walking around kind of like a mystery of what to do. I love it. It's a fantastic game.
So, weird, stupid side note, and then I'll actually talk about the game. Long time ago, or maybe not far in my past. Let's not try to date myself.
It's not that far.
But, so, when I was in college, I had this argument with this gentleman about an anime that had come out called NOIR.
Okay.
And for the life of him, he's like, no, you're pronouncing it wrong. It's NOIR. I'm like, no, it's NOIR. He goes, no, it's NOIR. I'm like, dude, I'm half French. NOIR is NOIR.
Wow.
And he's like, well, we'll see about that. And he comes back to the next day and goes, yes, NOIR. So, sorry.
Hey, at least he admitted he was wrong.
Anyway, so, in Capers Noir, you portray a character with extraordinary abilities living in a world filled with nefarious criminals, corrupt cops, and creatures that lurk in the dark.
Dun, 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 dun.
You join up with others to unravel mysteries and deal with the darkness, all the while building your criminal empire. Or enforcing the law and bringing criminals to justice.
Wait, so you can be good or evil?
Oh, yes.
Ooh, dear.
Capers Noir offers a complete 1940s Los Angeles backdrop that carries the Capers timeline for 20 years.
Huh.
It also includes new content that can be found in the Caper games with no modifications required.
Dude!
Expanded character options. Expanded rules for investigations and falling to corruption. New powers. Additional GM guidelines and tools.
Oh my.
Monsters that lurk in the night.
Ah!
The world of dead things and decay. The Glom.
That can't be good.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, what is our pledging at right now? What is the value?
So, let's see here.
What,
they
dude?
asked for... He has asked... Okay, so first of all, this started, I believe, like 2 days ago or 3 days ago, something like that.
Yep.
He was requesting, Craig Campbell, mad genius of Capers, of NerdBurger Games, was asking for a initial goal of $800.
Okay.
With 28 days to go, he is currently sitting at $4,056, which means that his game, funded in 30 minutes...
And you're currently sitting at 206 backers.
Mm-hmm.
That's like... Nice.
So the question then has to become, okay, since we're at this point, what are the stretch goals?
Oh, my.
Okay, so like I said, so it's sitting just over 4,000 right now. The stretch goals Okay, stretch goal number 1. Unlocked. Powers and options. 2 additional powers and some more character options will be added to the book. Stretch goal 2, which has been unlocked. 3 more monsters to creep your characters out. Stretch goal 3. Unlocked. The Glom. A full write-up of the Glom, the world of dead things and decay.
Ooh.
Stretch goal 4. Unlocked. 4 cities. 4 one-page city write-ups for the Backdrops chapter.
Oh, cool.
Stretch goal number 5. Unlocked. A 2-page comic with backer likenesses and write-up of the Pasadena occult scene.
That sounds creepy.
So, ladies and gentlemen, right now we are about $544 away from the last stretch goal, which of course would give us NPCs and life after death.
Craig's really creating a lot of work for himself. Goodness.
More NPCs and guidelines for playing Ghost and Revenant characters. And there still might be more to come.
28 days in, or 28 days left, sorry.
Yep.
I would say there could definitely be some more.
So the deal is the different pledge levels. You can get just Capers, okay? Or you can get just Capers Noir. Or, of course, you can get them bundled together. Now, every single pledge will give you the PDF version, and then it'll give you a discount link for the actual purchasing of the hardcover version.
Or you just go get the really cool deck of cards. That's what I did.
I've got them. They're over there.
Mine are at home. Rose probably just ate them.
Well, seeing that this is the Ultra Confusion Studio, anything that Ultra Confusion has backed, or I have backed, as a representative of Ultra Confusion, let me just make this clear real quick. All the Kickstarters that I have backed in the name of Ultra Confusion have come out of my own wallet. It's never been part of the Ultra Confusion fund. Ultra Confusion money that we raise goes strictly to the conventions and upkeep of the equipment.
Equipment. Like deck of cards.
No, camcorder that is now 7 years old.
The red one?
Yeah.
At least.
Anyways.
It's older than your kids.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, so jump in on Capers Noir. This will give you a chance, of course, to get the base game Capers and then get the added-on bonus of the Noir.
It's kind of amazing that, he started out with pretty modest goals for his original Kickstarters, and he seems to really be making a name for himself. Now, this is his 4th Kickstarter, and, he kicked butt on Capers. It's not like Capers didn't do well. That did very well also. But now he's really starting to, kill those goals very quickly. It's just really kind of cool to see. And we know, from when he started Murders and Acquisitions, seeing behind the scenes how much time and effort and blood he puts into these is just really cool to see, and to see his games come to life because they're fantastic games.
So just to give you a heads up here, Murders and Acquisitions, which was his first game, he was looking for the original pledge level of $1,800. He ended up getting $6,000 on that alone. Let's see, what's another one? The original Capers, the original one. He was looking to raise $2,100. He ended up with $10,256.
Pretty good.
Let's do Die Laughing. He was looking for $700. He made $5,575. That's 392 backers.
One of the cool thing is knowing Craig, he was also somebody you're not going to have to worry about, dicking you over based on the product, the quality of his product.
Right. That's one thing that is the beauty behind anything that is NerdBurger games, and that is.
What's up, J. Steve?
What's up, J. Steve? The one thing about Craig is that he actually completely super duper maps out everything, so he doesn't want to have. He doesn't want to leave people out to dry. Okay, so real quick, Sam Grizzle. I apologize, but the only time that we're going to talk about Battlefield 1 or bring up Battlefield 1 is when you bring it up, because we'll be like, what? Because I don't play Battlefield 1. I don't think
Battlefield 1, is that like a strategy chess game?
Is that like the super duper clone of Call of Duty Modern Warfare?
Are there ponies in it?
Can there be?
Can we have like ponies on tanks?
Is that like Crisis, but playable?
But can you play Crisis? Maybe you can play Crisis like inside your Battlefield game, like on like one of your tank monitors.
Oh, so it's like a souped up game of Bejeweled with guns.
Yeah, ooh, Bejeweled with guns. You could really microtransaction the hell out of that one.
Like Battlefield and Call of Duty aren't microtransactions.
I'm saying you're marrying two genres of microtransactions into one.
Whatever. All right, so
it's the dream come true of EA.
All right, so yes, Apex Legend is amazing. Okay, fine, but y'all want Elder Scrolls 6 as bad as Dude. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I am very interested to see what Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna look like. Not gonna lie.
Is it gonna be moddable like the previous ones?
They're all gonna be moddable. You're always gonna be able to mod. And
are they gonna try to monetize it?
No. So
I'm just saying. Here's the I'm going down the bad path.
So
that's
the problem with
yep.
The problem with the previous attempts for monetization was that you had those individuals who were trying to game the system because they were monetizing the modifications and rewarding the modders for doing that, for doing the work. So you had people gaming the system, and so it just became just a shitstorm because there were already mods out there that everyone had that were really sophisticated, but that pricing wasn't put in until after the fact, and so
we'll see. I mean, everybody, video game companies are very good at screwing themselves over, it seems.
Not only video games companies, but video game console,
well, in general,
manufacturers. And
I mean, I'm hoping that ES6 is the classic moddable Elder Scrolls we've come to love and play over the years. I hope that's the case. But we never know.
The real question is, but what will the name be?
Elder Scrolls 6. More mods.
Even more scrolls. A scrollier adventure.
Elder Scrollser. Scrollsiest?
Ah, okay. So Stev1 says, Bethesda showed they aren't ready for online games. They are a single-player company.
Ooh.
And a lot of people, there are quite a few people like, but ESO is for real. Sure.
It is.
To be honest with you, ESO to me is a niche market. I don't think that everyone and anyone is going to jump into that. It's those people who wish and desire desperately for Elder Scrolls to be an online game, and so they're willing to look.
It had a terrible launch, yes, but
it's still shitty.
No, it's not.
It's shitty.
When was the last time you played ESO?
I jumped in like a couple months ago, and I was no, it's still not me.
It's much better than it was, which granted is not a very high or low bar, but I forget which way it goes.
If I want to play a game like that, I'll go back to Lotro or DDO.
Fair enough.
It's like literally, oh Lord.
Well, Anthem's this whole bucket of poop.
Anthem. All right, so I'm going to be totally honest with you. When I first saw the first trailers for Anthem, I'm like, okay, I don't understand. And then people are like, oh my God, Anthem, I'm going to have jizz in my pants because it's so awesome. And then I was still like, okay. And then the hype started building up like, all right, cool. And then it's like, hey, by the way, here's this cool free game called Apex Legends. Wonder if you're interested in it. And everyone goes, but you're about to launch Anthem, but you're giving us this free game. This seems like Flagship Studios all over again when it comes to Hellgate London and Mythos.
It's basically like you have companies like Bethesda and now with Mass Effect, Anthem, where it's like they're single-player companies who try jumping into the MMO world. And the launches don't go very well.
So it's... Here's the thing, and this is something that we have talked about at every single convention for the longest fucking time, and that is that publishers want to have that online content.
Oh, yeah.
They'd rather have online than single player because they can monetize the shit out of it and also cut a ton of cost out because you get rid of the story. That's, so you got all those writers. You You get rid of the story. That's probably a shit ton of the voice actors. You go bye-bye. All the cinematics. You cut those down to like nothing. You know. So yeah, they want to be. If the game is not inherently made for multiplayer, they're going to find a way to throw it in there. Like one of the last couple of Tomb Raiders, where Tomb Raider, it's an adventure survival game, but for some reason I can't remember which one it was. They tacked on this like multiplayer, like 3v3 on a map. Everyone shoot each other. I'm like, that what?
Well, they did that with Mass Effect 3 too. Is they had the whole online
you had to
battle.
To get to 100%.
Yes, you had to do online. Yes, so that was like a whole different level of like tying in multiplayer to single player, because now you're talking completion. Because I'm one of those people who in the Mass Effects, like I wanted 100% completion. Like that was part of the fun to me, but I wasn't gonna do online ME3 to get that 100%.
Yeah, I agree, and it's just unfortunate that that there has to be this push towards trying to grab a larger market by adding like online play. Or you could dick yourself completely over and do what Dead Space 3 did, and it's like, Dead Space 1 and Dead Space 2, it's a horror survival game. But what if in Dead Space 3, instead of having dark, creepy corridors, we turn on all the fucking lights?
Well, at least with like Elder Scrolls, we're still going to see a Elder Scrolls 6. The question is, with BioWare, are we going to see more single-player games out of them now? Or is Anthem potentially the last we've seen of BioWare?
No. BioWare will still be around. But I think that, like I said, and I'll go back on this, I think that they screwed the pooch by hyping the shit out of this game and then throwing something that's kind of in the same vein, but for free, right in front of everyone, just a couple months before, or like a month and a half before Anthem launches.
Okay, will we see the original BioWare?
We're talking like
epic single-player games.
We're talking Baldur's Gate.
I don't think they're going to.
Icewind Dale.
I was thinking
Pools
more
of Radiance.
Yeah, they're not going back to Icewind Dale or Baldur's Gate. They're not going.
Neverwinter Nights.
A great single-player game.
Neverwinter Nights.
Any kind of
not second, but the first one.
Any kind of great single-player game.
It would be nice. It really would be nice.
I mean, it could be the Mass Effect style. It could be Jade Empire. It could be.
You just want Jade Empire.
Yes,
Let's be honest.
That's all.
Zealeus just wants Jade Empire. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. J-Stev 1. Single player is not dead, and I hate how these major greedy companies push for online. Yes, single player is not dead. However, it is not financially or fiscally responsible for these companies to continue to finance single player games where the replayability is next to nothing. No offense, but the vast majority of individuals out there, once they've played through a single player game once, will never play the game again because they'll have gotten their share out of the game. However, if you constantly have this game, which is an online only game, where you have you have a very strong base mechanic, and you just throw in maps every once in a while. You throw a $1.59 here, a $1.59 there, to spruce up new games, new maps. Then the playability continues, and it's also does not cost all that much because all the mechanics are already there. You're not having to recreate the wheel every single time. We know it's a first-person shooter. We've done first-person shooters before, so here's the base mechanic, and we just literally put pretty different colors and skins and faces on everyone, and boom, done.
Extra pixels for the win. Yeah.
Okay, Sam Grizzle. Red Dead is the only exception for first-person single players, so I hear. Still waiting for PC version. Bastards. I agree. I've heard some amazing things about the game, and it still surprises. Single player is more expensive. Right, exactly. This is something that we break down on a lot of our conventions is the sheer amount of money that it costs to do the cinematics, to write the script, to make sure the script actually works, to make the characters believable, then all the voice acting for the characters. the level design, a lot of those levels will only see one pass and then be gone.
No more.
Or you can always do the Dragon Age 2 way of doing things and literally use the same fucking map, but mirror it and flip it, but not make, and then like close openings and open other openings, but not actually reflect that on the map, and have people walking into a wall that they think there's got to be something hidden there because there's on the map it shows that it continues on to somewhere else.
Yes, that would drive me nuts. I start throwing fireballs and ice things to try melting it and shattering it. And what's the puzzle to get? Yeah,
Dragon Age 2 is a shit game.
Dragon Age 1 was a great game.
It was a great game. Third one, really good too. That was Inquisition. Really good. It was
actually an RPG.
Yeah. Of course, every single time I think about games that it literally just like go further and further into the crapper, I have to think of a game, and this is going to date myself and Zealeus a lot, but there was a game once upon a time called Lords of the Realm.
I thought you said Dead Space.
No, Lords of the Realm.
And first one was so fun.
Oh man, it was so good.
I'm gonna go replay it now, damn it.
And then Lords. Okay, so like there was so much customization. You could build your own map. You could build your own castle.
How much time you spend on those damn castles?
Oh my god,
just building castles.
So much time. But there was also like a lot of micromanagement. You had the sheep, you had the cows, the grain.
You actually had like farmland, and you actually had to like turn over the farmland from season to season, or you'd kill your farmland. So you actually had to like rotate your plants. It was really cool.
And then it got dumber and more simple in the second one, and the third one. And I swear to God, I am not lying. I walked into the middle of a store where Lord of the Realms 3, the actual box, I know it's just kind of weird because physical copies of games don't really exist anymore. But I went into, I think it was an EB Games, which is now GameStop. I walked into EB Games. I literally walked into the middle, held up this game and said, ladies and gentlemen, if I shit in this box, the value of this game would increase exponentially. Do not buy this game. And then I walked out.
It's very impressive.
I know. JStev1. What's funny is that EA has Apex to fulfill their monetary lane, and it's successful. And it's successful now that money can go to successful Elder Scrolls 6. If a game is good, people will buy it. You would think. However, that doesn't automatically mean that they will buy it. There are very many successful games that are failures simply because of mismanagement of marketing. Or it hits right around the same time as a similar like game. And that similar like game slightly beats you to the market. And so people are like, well, I don't want to play a clone of a game that's shitty. What happened to, hey, let's make good games? Money, and the absolute exorcism of anyone's soul who wants to think that they're actually trying to make things for the consumer instead of the bottom line.
Isn't that the same thing?
No.
No. But without the money from the bottom line, I can't make better and better microtransactions for my constituents.
Look, there's a reason why you're seeing reboots and sequels
but
and
I can't
remasters
make a
and stuff. It's
skin.
because it is basically messing around with a known property. Now, that's not to say that you can't make amazing new additions or chapters into an established franchise. But at the same time, you're not going to see original IP. JStev1 says, Apex dropped out of nowhere and became successful because it's good. Yes, but I'll bet you that there's probably at least 3 or 4 games that are very much like Apex that have come out and have just fizzled off to nothing because it doesn't have EA's backing. That's really what it comes down to.
But the being good part's also very key.
Right, but being good does not automatically mean you're going to make bank. There's a game, I can't remember what the name of the game is, but it was a game that was like a huge, like indie darling. Like everybody was like, holy shit, it's an amazing game. But they made nothing. Like it was an amazing game. Anyone who's played the game was like, oh my god, it's amazing. But didn't happen. Another game, original Xbox game. Shut up, Sam Grizzle. The Long Dark will not play. JStev1, Realm of Legends is not all that good, and it did the same. Shit. Beyond Good and Evil, the original Xbox game. That game was an absolute financial disaster. However, those who played the game were like, "Oh my god, so amazing!" Or one of the things that one of the examples of a game that I like to think about is way back in the day, there was a game called Puzzle Quest. When it first came out, stores had it for about a week and a half, and no one bought them. So they sent all the copies back to the distributor. Well, if you were in luck and you actually grabbed one of those like rare copies that actually didn't get immediately sent back, you were in luck.
How much luck?
Because you got the game, and then everyone else had to wait for them to redistribute the games, because all of a sudden people were like, "Oh shit, this is a good game," and all these companies are like, "Oh damn it, we gotta get them back."
I know.
So it's all about timing. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about timing. No matter the amount of marketing you put into it, it's all about timing. If you can get your game out before a game that's very much like it, you look at the movies. When you have a movie, you got two different competing movies that are, let's just say, disaster movies.
One has The Rock and the other has Sylvester Stallone.
Sure. It all depends on when you put it out. JStev1 says, indie games have a win-lose scenario. Indie games have the ability to actually truly give the consumer what the consumer wants. However, the problem is that they have to get really fucking lucky, or they're one and done, or real quick, JStev1 said Apex was backed by EA, heard that they paid Ninja $1 million to play.
Where were you at the beginning of the show, Steve?
That's actually a story we covered earlier in the show. It's very rare for EA to pay someone, but they did pay Ninja $1 million to play.
It's kind of like you don't release like a movie during Marvel superhero weekends.
It's
just a bad idea. You're not going to win.
Yeah.
So kind of the same thing with video games. You want to kind of choose when you release your game so you're not overshadowed by another big release. Although I feel like big video game releases are fewer and far between than they used to be. Because it's more so like expansions and like updates.
Yes, because they don't want to have to recreate, unless you are a perennial game, Madden or something like that, where you feel like you have to release a game every single year. You're going to want to milk that specific entry into the franchise until people are like, I need something new.
I mean, you still got
no shit. That's $1 million is
on.
nothing to EA, but EA does not give influencers money. They don't.
They don't need to.
Exactly. We're EA. We're so big and so awesome. Look at our muscles in the ripple.
Oh dear, that was painful.
I know it was.
Stupid
That's EA,
muscles.
Man. Damn it, EA.
They're ruining everything.
Oh jeez. Anyways, but yeah, the problem is that indie games, they have this amazing ability to give the consumer exactly what they want. However, since they don't have the financial backing as some of these big name companies, they have a very good chance of dying upon their next release or getting gobbled up by a bigger company and then losing creative license. J71 says, Rockstar has a reputation, so they don't need much. Yes, that being said, if Rockstar were to create a bad game, Rockstar could go, bye-bye.
Yeah, they can't ride the wave as well as EA doing it.
No.
EA's, life will go on. Or Activision, any of those. They'll survive. They might get some bloodletting and fire some people.
EA, and Activision.
I mean, yeah.
Less than the other two.
Well, Ubisoft, what was their terrible Assassin's Creed game? What was that one?
Unity.
Yeah, so like a lot of smaller companies, if they released that, they would not have made it to the next Assassin's Creed.
The old Blizzard approach of the game will be ready when it's ready is gone.
Yes, it is.
You have these deadlines, these unattainable deadlines that have seen games absolutely just wilt.
So which begs the question, though, when is a game actually a final product?
Never.
Exactly. That's the key. So you got a game like Anthem, which came out obviously too early. But,
too late. If you wanted Apex and
I don't think it has anything to do with the Apex. I think it has the problem is Anthem just came out not a very good game. That's the problem. I don't think it's Apex. I think it's just the quality of Anthem.
You have everybody putting their attention on Apex, and then you drop a game right after it that's going to basically play to that same core audience. That's a bad move on their part.
They're two very different PvP games.
But they're PvP games. They're online PvP games.
Did you realize Anthem is actually PvE also, right?
Yes.
Two very different games.
Doesn't matter. You're the same company. It's like literally doing like Superman and Junior Justice League.
I don't think so.
It is. Damn it. It is. Anyways, of course.
You're right. Either way, Anthem need to be better than it was, which it was not. But some games could ride that, and some don't. Anthem is one of those where, can it survive? Like, look at No Man's Sky?
Yeah.
That when launched was terrible. Like, everybody's like, what the hell is this game? And they've still continued to release patch after patch after patch. And apparently it's actually not a terrible game now. So the question is, does Anthem do the same thing? Can they ride this wave of, it's not very good. Why are we playing this game? It has a lot of issues. Or is it going to basically shut down and crush a lot of people's hopes and dreams? I don't know. I know I don't. And I've learned from my lessons. A couple years ago, Anthem is a game I probably would have bought day one. Like, it's just that type of online PvE. It has the PvE type of first-person shooter. I was like, oh, that sounds right up my alley, right? But based on other games coming out and being such a stab to the heart of their epic fail on launch, like, I've just lost that desire to buy any game basically on day zero anymore.
Okay, so JStev1 says Anthem was compared to Destiny, which, true, yes, it was. But the other thing was, and this is actually something I totally forgot, was one of our other viewers of the Alta Confusion streams and whatever. He kept scratching his head, going, "Okay, yes, he played Destiny. He was thinking about playing Anthem, but then he's like, but I play Warframe."
Well, and so I would definitely compare Anthem much more to Destiny. I agree. And that's also probably another reason I'm not really interested in Anthem. It's because...
Would you put Warframe and Anthem and Destiny in the same? Okay.
Yes. And so you got Warframe. It's free to play.
Yep.
Destiny's a good game. Like, I know it had the big, Destiny hurdle to live up to, but Destiny 2 is a good game. I enjoyed playing it. But, like, I'm almost like, if I wanted to go back into the FPS PvE realm... Mm-hmm. I would play Destiny 2 again. Like, I would fire it up and get back in, because at this point, it's a polished, mature, first-person shooter PvE game. So why would I play Anthem? And, as we talk about, the cyclical is, Destiny continues to come out with new content. They have their expansions. I don't even know what they're on anymore, but they continue to come out with new stuff, because that's the new business model, right? Is everybody's coming out with their stuff.
JStev1 says Anthem didn't give a new great experience that everyone was expecting. True. The thing is, you get that new shiny feeling of, oh man, it's gonna be amazing, it's gonna be mind blowing. But then they give you this kind of like this experience that you've already sampled before, like a Destiny or like a Warframe. You're like, but what distinguishes this from everything else? But there's not that clear distinction. That's when you run into some issues.
Well, and the other thing with Anthem too is, it's made by BioWare, so I think BioWare, rightly or wrongly, I'm also thinking Mass Effect battle mechanics.
Yep.
And tell me, like, Mass Effect they're not the worst battle mechanics ever, but they're not what carried I have to sneeze. Excuse me. The battle mechanics alone did not carry. I'm gonna kill you. The battle mechanics alone did not carry Mass Effect, right? It was the storyline. Like, if Mass Effect did not have that amazing storyline, then the battle mechanics alone would have been like, it's not that good, right? But it had that storyline. I think online, first-person shooter, what am I not thinking? I'm not thinking storyline. So that further diminishes any incentive I have to play Anthem, because obviously it's online, so who cares about a storyline now? And plus I can't drive the Mako and come over and shoot Charlie in the face with it in my dreams.
Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching the chat window and my constant badgering of Zealeus when it comes to the Mako, that machine, that beautiful vehicle in Mass Effect 1 still gives Zealeus nightmares to this day. And so I just love to just in just a little bit more.
It's like each of the Mass Effects had to add in this like little side thing on like getting like their minerals to level up shit. In Mass Effect 1,
Mako,
yeah,
minerals, multiplayer.
They were so and the Mako just made me angry.
I had no problem with the Mako. I don't know what your problem was.
You're just depraved.
No, I'm just amazing, damn it. Amazing! So, ladies and gentlemen, let's do a little bit of house cleaning, then I think we'll try to wrap up with one more story. Ladies and gentlemen, this, of course, is the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. We have many, many, many different ways for you, ladies and gentlemen, the audience, the lovers, the supporters of Ultra Confusion, to be able to contact us, reach out to us, keep informed with all that we're doing. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, if you are on Facebook, you can always do
www.facebook.com/ultraconfusion when it's not down and the Generation X is crying and millennials are bloodletting because they can't access Facebook.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, we do have a YouTube channel
at youtube.com/ultraconfusion LLC.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching this on Twitch, then you've already gotten there. However, if you are not watching this on Twitch, or you're listening to this via our podcast, go to twitch.tv/alteredconfusion. Every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is when we do our show. Then, of course, we've also do streaming on Tuesdays and Sundays.
Sundays are fun days.
Sundays from 8 p.m. Eastern Time to 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, there is this beautiful thing called the actual website. And for those of you who are pre-Google era, you go into that wonderful URL bar, go www.alteredconfusion.com. However, if you are part of the Google generation, you can
go just type in Altered Confusion
and hit enter in Google, and it's this top selection.
Yay!
Hooray! Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, one of our favorite ways to go and find out more information about Ultra Confusion is you go to our Twitter.
Twitter.com/UltraConfusio. Wait, at UltraConfusio. But dude, where's my N?
The N would break the internet.
Would that be a bad thing?
Oh, yes.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
Now, of course, we do want to say one thing, and that is we do have a Discord channel. Now, if you're watching this live, all you got to do is do the ! Discord, and you get the link there. If you're not watching this live, all you got to do is hit us up through any of those social media means, and we'll give you the link so you too can join the Discord channel. Or if you know somebody who wants to play if you know someone who's already on the Discord channel that wants to join, or that you want to join, you can, whatever. Talk to someone who's on the Discord channel that can give you an invite. That's I don't know where I was going with that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, one of the things that we like to bring up is that we do have Patreon. Patreon is a way for you, the viewers, the supporters of Ultra Confusion, to give back a monetary donation to Ultra Confusion to help with the upkeep of equipment, to help cover convention costs, which I think MomoCon is going to be, just for electrical alone, it's going to be $167. So what we are hoping that you will do is you will pledge a monthly donation to Ultra Confusion through patreon.com/ultraconfusion and help offset the cost. Now, I do understand that there are a lot of people out there who do not want to be on the hook for a monthly donation. They might want to do a financial donation, but only one. You could do that by going, if you watch this live, there's a Donate Now button right below this video. That goes to the Ultra Confusion PayPal account. You could do a donation of any denomination you want to. Or you can go to our site, www.alteredconfusion.com. There's a Donate Now button on the left-hand side. You click that. Once again, you could donate that way as well. Now, if you are looking to perhaps send something of a physical nature to Ultra Confusion, perhaps you would like for us to show something off during the show, or gift us with a Funko Pop of some sort, you can send anything and everything to 1551 Dunwoody Village. That's DUNWOODY Village Parkway. Number, and this is super duper important, number 88276 Dunwoody. That's DUNWOODY, Georgia 30338. And yes. Sam Grizzle, I donated $10,000 and now there's Funko Pops everywhere. Well, let's see here. For those of you who are trying to keep up with the amount of Funko Pops at Ultra Confusion's disposal, I believe the number is now surpassed 200. You see this wall behind us? That is, let's see here, 1, 2, 3. That's 3 shelves. So we got 1, 2, 3. That's another 3 shelves. And then 1, 2, 3. So we have 9 shelves.
There's no E in this.
Fine. Ultra Confusion has 9 shelves full of Funko Pops.
I do not approve of this waste of money.
J-Stev, send me your Funkos, and I will add them to the collection. Now, of course, if you are, just to get it out there, if you are a developer or some sort of independent artist, please hit us up. We'd love to showcase your stuff during a show or during any of our streams. Now, I have just a wee bit more news, real quick.
There's more news.
Unfortunately, we'll probably have to wrap up after this. But I do want to say this because this is very interesting and intriguing to me. Maybe it's just me. Who knows? But anyways, Adult Swim and Crunchyroll are going to come together and release more anime onto Toonami.
More anime?
Now, of course, for those of you who have been keeping up with the crazy shit that's going on with Time Warner and whatever the hell they're doing, because they literally just dissolved Turner completely. So, like, everyone's going, what the fuck is going on? Well, anyways, Adult Swim and Crunchyroll are both underneath the same umbrella. And so there have been, there's been this move of wanting more Crunchyroll licensed programs to be featured on Adult Swim, like Mob Psycho 100, which I have not watched. However, oh man, I knew I forgot to do a shout out. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the Atlanta area, you need to do yourself a favor and reach out to Hero Chiropractic, a chiropractor for you, the gamers. The gentleman who's the Dr. Ryan, the gentleman behind Hero Chiropractic, he has been telling me to get on the Mob Psycho 100 train, and I have unfortunately continuously missed it.
Slacker.
But I'm going to correct that. Correct that wrong, damn it. But anyways,
get better.
But okay, so J-Stev 1 dubbed anime. That is the question, my friends, and I'm not 100% sure. I would assume that the anime that they're going to feature on Adult Swim / Toonami are going to be the dubbed variety, because let's be honest, you're probably going to lose individuals on Adult Swim if you make them do subs.
Why?
Because there's so many other shows that are already dubbed on that it just wouldn't make any sense to have that one show in the middle that's subbed. You're going to be like when the first time that they had Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z, they were dubbed. There's never been the sub.
By the way,
minus one Dragon Ball Z movie. I can't remember which one it was, but yes.
So there's an upcoming Fate movie that's going to be playing in theaters.
Interesting.
I saw that when it started playing on like the previews. I'm like, oh my gosh, I know this.
So I'm all about the Fate anime. However, this last one, Apocrypha or whatever the hell it's called, I can't get into it.
It was.
It's like I don't. It's like the
Yes.
the maiden was like too slutty or something. I don't know what was going on. Like
I made it. Like I actually have not finished Apocrypha yet. Like I think I have like 4 episodes, and I just can't like finish it. Like I don't know. There's just.
It didn't feel.
It didn't feel good.
It just didn't feel like the rest of them.
Yeah, I agree.
I was just like, I've grown for a specific expectation. It literally is. It is. It's Dead Space for me.
Oh dear.
It's like I got Dead Space 1, yes. Dead Space 2, yes. Dead Space 3. Let's just like remove like all the awesome stuff, and we'll just kind of like splatter.
Yeah, they concentrate way too much on the maiden.
Oh, what's going on?
It's like I don't mind her, but it's just like the way it just. Yeah, it's just And there's like some really interesting characters who are just kind of like, we're just gonna keep you over here and don't care about you. Yeah, I hear you. Yep, you're right. The first 2 are amazing, and something about Apocrypha just not do it for me either. It's unfortunate.
There's 3 out there. There's 4 with Apocrypha, right?
There's Fate Zero. There's I don't even know. The names are so weird to me.
Let's find out. Here we go. Fate Stay Night Unlimited
Yep,
Play.
that's the first one I watched, which apparently is not the first one to actually watch.
No.
I think did we both do the same thing?
Yep. Fate Stay Night.
Yep.
Fate Stay. Okay, that's Unlimited Blade Works. Fate Zero. Fate Stay Night. No, that's not the same one there.
What? That I don't know.
What the hell that is. There's Apocrypha, and there's Fate Extra Last Encore.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know.
Oh, that looks badass.
So, anyways.
Huh. I don't know, man.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, Zealeus' master has been telepathically connected to him, informing him that if he's not, do you guys? Okay, real quick, do I watch Rick and Morty? I only have like I watched Rick and Morty, and I'm very happy that they didn't can the writer behind it because of something stupid he did many years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, there's this beautiful thing out there called the internet. That when you put something out there, it literally stays around forever.
The internet?
Now, here's the funny thing: people have this amazing ability of evolving or devolving. So shit that they've done like 10 years in the past may no longer be the person they are today.
Or they could be worse.
However, the vast majority of the people who basically been put to the torch are individuals like, yeah, I was a dumbass, stupid, ignorant prick. And I'm not anymore. But
people
thank
get
you.
better, yes. I hear you. I hear you, yo.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we've reached the end of our show, so I want to thank everyone who've tuned in to the Ultra Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. I hope that all of y'all enjoyed everything we gave you.
I enjoyed it!
Every single Thursday night, we do this show at 8 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/ultraconfusion. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for listening to everything coming out of our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. Will be back next Thursday for another amazing show.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother.